The executives leading the artificial intelligence industry openly predict there is a 10 to 25% chance their technology will cause catastrophic harm to human civilization. That mathematical probability is the equivalent of loading a four-chamber revolver, aiming it at the population, and pulling the trigger in the name of progress. But the executives issuing these warnings are not trying to slow down development. They are using the threat of human extinction as a calculated psychological tactic to secure massive amounts of capital. In 2015, Sam Altman needed money to launch OpenAI. To get it, he deliberately mirrored the exact psychological fears regarding AI that Elon Musk was voicing publicly at the time. By adopting Musk's anxieties as his own, Altman secured his trust and his financial backing. Yet once OpenAI had the capital it needed, Altman engineered a boardroom maneuver to muscle Musk out of the very organization he helped construct. The public is asked to trust these leaders as benevolent stewards protecting us from an existential threat. In reality, they are leveraging that fear to execute a ruthless, unaccountable corporate power grab. Keeping this illusion of infinite, frictionless software progress alive requires extracting a massive toll from the physical world. In Memphis, Tennessee, Elon Musk recently built a massive new supercomputer facility known as Colossus. To meet the extreme, localized energy demands of training these AI models, this specific facility relies on 35 unregulated methane gas turbines. These exhaust systems sit immediately adjacent to a vulnerable, working-class residential zone. The surrounding community was never consulted or informed that they would be hosting this infrastructure. Residents discovered its existence when they began choking on gas fumes inside their own living rooms. The industry markets its AI capabilities as pristine and high-tech, while relying on aggressive, mid-century-style industrial pollution to physically run them. The physical expansion of these networks often places the environmental and respiratory burden on populations that have the least power to resist. This extraction extends directly into human expertise. Tech executives claim their models will automate menial labor, freeing humanity for higher-order creative work. The data shows the exact opposite is happening. To teach large language models how to behave, companies rely on a booming, invisible digital sweatshop industry known as data-annotation. Highly educated professionals, including doctors, PhDs, and even award-winning Hollywood directors, are struggling to find employment and are quietly performing this intensely monitored, low-paid labor to survive. These workers are paid pennies to train the algorithms that companies use to justify their layoffs. The psychological toll is severe. Workers are tracked, timed to the second, and penalized for missing microtasks, effectively serving as mechanized extensions of the software. This process converts high-level human expertise into a hidden, algorithmic assembly line. Big tech is perfectly executing the historical playbook written by Big Oil. AI companies actively bankroll the majority of the scientific research community. This allows them to monopolize knowledge production and dictate how the public perceives the environmental and social fallout of their products. When independent watchdogs attempt to expose these methods, the empire uses aggressive physical tactics to silence them. Critics have had private investigators show up at their front doors to demand private communications, as these companies weaponize legal threats to map out and neutralize their opposition. When an industry is built on the extraction of shared resources and the suppression of its own internal research, the distance between corporate interest and the public benefit continues to widen. Take control of your cognitive assets before the grid locks them in permanently. Subscribe to the CEO Brief and let us know in the comments, can human choice survive the corporate AI empire?